next to you. The sky is more blue in Malibu. Next to you.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Layla. Welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be another video on my paranormal series. If this is the first video you're seeing from the series, which it might be, I haven't decided which one to put up first, either this one or the Dean house, which it's most likely going to be this one because I already have footage from this location. So if you're new to my channel, please go ahead and click the subscribe button below. I'd love it if you would subscribe and stay tuned for this paranormal series that I'm doing on my channel. So I've not only decided to do paranormal story times, but I've decided that I want to visit each location and film them for you. So I'm going to be basically doing the series right out of Alberta from different cities along the way that I encounter, because I do a lot of traveling in Alberta, but I do travel between 3 different cities usually, and the 2 main ones are Calgary and Edmonton. I live somewhere in the middle of those 2. I'm not going to say where, but I do live in a railway town, which I want to do a little bit more research on and see if I can find any haunted places in my general area. Today's paranormal story time takes place in a hospital that I visited pretty recently. I went there like a couple months ago, took a little bit of footage. I didn't walk around the building completely just because there was a lot of people sort of just like walking by, kind of staring at me, because this whole place is completely fenced in. You cannot get into the fence, and I wouldn't want to anyways because this place had actually closed down due to asbestos. So I just don't want to be exposing myself to that sort of thing, even if it's all cleaned up or if it's still there. I'm not sure. This building is still up, and it's been said that they were going to be knocking it down quite a few times on quite a few occasions, but it's still there. So that's the weird part about that, because when I did Google it, I read articles, news articles from the Edmonton Journal from a few years ago, even dating back to like 10 years ago, saying that the building would be torn down that year, yet it's still there. This building is located in Inglewood, which I kind of find funny because one of the most haunted areas that I'm familiar with in Calgary is actually located in Inglewood, and there's a lot of haunted buildings there, so I kind of find it funny that Edmonton has their own Inglewood and there's a haunted building there. I don't know if this is the only haunted building there, but I basically went to that part of the city just to go to this hospital and just to see it. So I didn't do a lot of filming. I just have a little bit of footage and a couple pictures. Yeah, how did I feel? I felt like it was a little, I thought it was a little bit creepy. I did go there in the daytime. I didn't go there at nighttime. I heard a lot of things can happen at nighttime. A lot of things. A lot of people see things at night. A lot of people that live in the area see lights flickering and hear screaming, hearing different things at nighttime. I didn't experience that. I didn't even really feel like I felt a presence there, really. I just sort of, it was just kind of one of those like really eerie buildings. So I want to tell you guys a little bit about the history and why the Charles Camsell Hospital is haunted. And obviously I just told you guys why it was shut down. It was shut down in 1996 because of asbestos. For this particular story time or just history lesson on the Charles Camsell Hospital, I'm actually getting it from the Edmonton Journal website. So let me go ahead and get started and tell you guys why the Charles Camsell Hospital is one of the most haunted places in Edmonton. So from 1946 to 1968, the hospital was the site of a dark period. The segregated healthcare system ran parallel to residential schools, and if you guys don't know what residential schools are, please do your research on this topic. I know a lot of Americans don't know what these are, but basically the gist of it is that a lot of Native individuals from the reserves were taken out of their homes and treated very badly in these residential schools, and they were away from their families and pretty much tortured. So it's a really dark part of Canadian history, but I don't want to really get into that in this video. So people have reported seeing figures in the windows or have broken in and had weird things happen to them. Why? Because this was a terrible place. So the government actually organized x-ray tours, which means they would take natives from their homes and on the reserves that had any symptoms of TB and force them to go onto a plane, ship them out to this hospital where they would treat them. Most of them never made it back home. This included men, women, children, and babies. So this building has seen many deaths over the years that it was actually open. So actually a ghost hunting team had actually visited the Charles Camsell Hospital in 2011. They would hear and record a bunch of weird, creepy things. So the first one was an unexplained sound of a little girl singing, "Go back, all the way back." It was actually captured on tape, and during the investigation they had found a bunch of paranormal activity on the 2nd, 4th, and 6th floors in particular. The building is said to be haunted by Sam, a 1950s caretaker, lobotomized after threatening to kill the premier. Sam had actually went out for late night cigars on occasion, and the man has been known to show up outside the main control room. Years ago, an employee walking into the ladies' room at night immediately noticed the faucets were all on and a strong smell of cigar smoke hung in the air. I thought it might be the janitor. When I called out, "Hey, someone's in there." When I came out of the stall, the cigar smoke was completely gone. There are countless numbers of Aboriginal spirits, a young female spirit from the psych ward waiting for her parents to pick her up, asking for her parents, scratching up her arms, and other sad entities that want to cross over. The Charles Camsell Hospital was originally built in 1913 in Edmonton. It was a Jesuit college until 1942 when the American Army took over. Eventually, the hospital was turned into a tuberculosis hospital in 1946. So the thing is, there's a lot of videos, there's a lot of documentaries about the Charles Camsell Hospital on YouTube if you guys want to check it out, if you want to dive into it further. There's been a lot of paranormal investigators that had come into the hospital to investigate any weird paranormal activity, and a lot of the times they would actually feel ill after being in the building, which sort of kind of makes sense because of the asbestos and mold that's probably in the building, although they probably are wearing masks. I really like the one that's filmed with a drone. I think that one is really awesome, and you can definitely just get that eerie feeling when you watch that video. If you live in the area or if you live around Edmonton, I highly recommend you guys check it out. It's one of those places that are really well known for being haunted, and I have not been to Edmonton during Halloween. I typically spend most of my Halloweens here in Calgary, but I think that this would be an interesting place to actually, you know, even if you drove around it, you absolutely cannot go into the building, you cannot get past that security fence, and there's probably always cops and security guards monitoring the area, so I highly don't recommend you try to break in anytime soon. But if you guys want to experience this place yourself, you know, it would be really cool going there on Halloween and, you know, exploring the area, just, you know, driving around or like walking around or something like that. I think that would be so cool, and that's totally something that I would be interested in. So unfortunately, I'm actually working this Halloween, so I'm unable to experience that or to go to Edmonton during Halloween to check it out. But if you guys do, please let me know what happens, and I will see you guys in my next video. It won't be a haunted one, but I'm going to be doing this series probably every Sunday on my channel for all of October, so stay tuned for more ghost stories and paranormal experiences. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye everyone.
Baby, you no need to be scared of me. I guarantee that I'm not a mistake. I'ma give you all of my love, and I hope that you won't